pre-2019, just a few years ago, Virginia was named the state with the worst partisan state legislative gerrymandering in the nation. It was ranked 49th most difficult state in which to vote, right after Mississippi. Even further back, Virginia was one of 9 states singled out for federal oversight in the 1965 Voting Rights Act because of its history of racist voter suppression. If you go even further back, Richmond was briefly the Confederate capital in the Civil War. So the state has a history. Now, take a look at the present. Since 2019, when Democrats assumed state power, Virginia has become the first Southern state to abolish the death penalty, to mandate a clean energy target, to ban gender identity discrimination. After years of GOP stonewalling, Democratic state legislators expanded Medicaid and unbelievably managed to enact gun safety legislation in this notoriously lax gun law state. Perhaps most notably, in 2020, Virginia became the first Southern state to enact its own Voting Rights Act. And this, of course, flies in the face of everything that's going on in other states around the country, right, where voting is being suppressed left and right. So remember, for better or for worse, states copy each other. So the more progressive legislation in one state, the likelier it is that other states will take notice. This is why we need more Democrats in state office. But guess what? Republican legislators in Virginia's 2021 General Assembly session almost unanimously opposed every single one of these pieces of legislation, every single one. We cannot let them regain control. We must keep Virginia's progress going, especially as we struggle out of the pandemic and as we emerge from this horrific month of gun violence. And the way to do this is to hang on to every one of the currently 55 blue House seats. Chris Hurst and Roslyn Tyler are running state-level campaigns, which often operate on a shoestring, meaning every dollar has a huge impact. A generous donor has promised to match the first 2,000 donated, so please be as generous as you can as well. And we will be periodically posting the donation link in the chat section, so keep an eye out there. Unfortunately, we probably won't have time for questions tonight, but stay tuned for our upcoming candidate town halls. Roslyn Tyler is a native Virginian representing District 75, first elected to the Virginia House in 2005. She's longtime clinical coordinator for physical therapy at Southern Virginia Regional Medical Center. She chairs the House Education Committee and recently co-sponsored legislation protecting farmers in the state. Her awards include the Hard Rock Award from Virginia Education Association and the Grade A Award from the Virginia Chamber of Commerce. So she will hopefully be here soon. And her colleague is Chris Hurst, who is running for re-election in the 12th House District. He's got a Boston connection, having graduated from Emerson College with a degree in broadcast journalism. And having worked as a journalist, he knows how to listen to people. As a delegate, he worked with the Democratic majority to ratify the ERA, and he's fought hard for gun safety legislation and quality and affordable education. And I am hoping that they will arrive soon, but in the meantime, let us start the music. We will keep everyone on mute until after each song when you can erupt in boisterous applause, and you can always do the Zoom clap. We will be recording and posting this event to Facebook, so if you'd like to turn off your video, please do so. A reminder that a generous donor has pledged to match the first 2,000 in donations, so please contribute to our candidates, and please tip our fabulous musicians who also need our support now more than ever. And we'll be posting all those links in the chat. I'm going to introduce right now Laura Vecchione, who is a phenomenal musician in her own right, who performed in our inaugural Blue Note session last year, and who's going to MC. Take it away, Laura.
Thank you, Juliet. Good evening, everyone. I'm so thrilled to be back, and I'm very excited to introduce you. If you don't know these two fabulously intelligent, funny, smart women artists, tonight we have Lydia Harrell and Samantha Farrell. And we are thrilled to have Lydia, lovely singer, Harrell back at Blue Notes. Lydia is a Boston-based vocalist, songwriter, actress, and she's a voice instructor at Berklee College of Music. Her music making has earned her numerous awards, including Best Song winner in the 2019 Boston 48-Hour Film Project. She's waiting for the pandemic to end so she can jump into the role of the one and only Billie Holiday in the new repertory theater production of Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill. And Lydia, I got tickets to see that, and I'm waiting to see it too. That was before the pandemic. So welcome back to Lydia. And we're going to have Lydia begin with 2 songs, and then I'm going to introduce you to Samantha, and they'll do a little bit of a back and forth. So welcome back, Lydia.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm actually going to just jump right in and play some songs for you. I actually have an original that I've been playing for quite some time now, but it's just one of my favorites, and it seems to fit in just about any situation. And it's called "Who's Coming With Me." I'm going to take off my headphones so I can get into it, because this chord is in the way. One moment. There we go. All right. It's about that time for some change. If you don't like how things are, that's when you rearrange. Who's coming with me? Ooh, well, who's coming with me? Don't be scared, step right up. If it's half empty, come and fill your cup. Or who's coming with me? Oh, we gotta stop and think about what we're doing. But don't think too long. Got to get busy and start this schooling. Oh, who's coming with me? Oh, who's coming with me? Don't be scared, step right up. If it's half empty, come and fill your cup. Or who's coming with me? Yeah, yeah. And all alone, but sometimes you gotta stop playing with your smartphone. Don't let anyone or anything stop you from your dreams. Are you coming with me? Ooh, I said, I you just never know what could happen tomorrow. Pull yourself together and let go all of that sorrow. Who's coming with me? Who's coming with me? Oh, don't you ever stop. Let's go, we're going straight to the top. Who's coming with me? I said, are you coming with me? Are you coming with me? Oh, are you coming with me? Are you coming with me? Thank you so much. Thank you. So I I just want to say thank you to all of you for having me here again. It was a pleasure being here the last time. And I don't know. I don't know if the next song I'm going to do is 100% like tied. It's not tied in at all, really. But the meaning of the song just seems to match what has happened and the struggles that we face and the things that we kind of have to run into, and we just push anyway, but we also ask this question, you know, like, what's going on? What is even happening right now, right? And I also want to say that what's important to me about this whole thing is that my grandmother instilled in me a long time ago that voting rights was extremely important, and we struggle with that argument often. It's something that a lot of people are like, it doesn't matter, especially if they're living in a certain state that it doesn't matter in. But if you get into the practice, and I shouldn't say it doesn't matter, because it always matters. Everybody wants to know how you're feeling about it, and everybody needs to know, and we need to elect our officials into office that we want for the change that we're looking for. So I just want to make sure to address or stress that, and thank my grandmother for making it so important to us in our lives, because, you know, she's a Black woman, not just a woman, a Black woman. So when women got their rights, she still didn't have them. We had to fight even harder to get to the point where she could actually do it. So it's a really big deal to me. So anytime I can do anything to help towards that, I'm happy to do that. Thank you. You'll all recognize this song. It's a cover, and it's just one of my favorites. Let me move my plant out of the way too. You're not in the way, sweetheart. You're hitting my arm, and it's not working for me. 25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination. I realized quickly when I knew I should that this world was made of a brotherhood of man, or whatever that means. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed and I get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream at the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? And I try, oh my God, do I try? I try all the time in this institution. And I pray, oh my God, do I pray? I pray every single day for a revolution. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head, and I am feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high. I scream, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, I said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, I said, hey, ooh, what's going on? Sing it with me. I said, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah. Oh, I said, hey, what's going on? Ooh, 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 what's going on? 25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a destination.
All right, taking us back to the early 90s. Woo! I like your version much better. Very nice.
Hey, that was, I don't know about you, but I have shivers. That was really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Lydia. Wow. And yes, the people themselves are here, Chris Hurst and Roslyn Tyler. So we've already given both of you a glowing introduction. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Would you like to step right in, Delegate Tyler, and say a few words?
Thank you. And thank you so much for hosting Chris and I this afternoon. It's just a pleasure to be here with you. I am in sunny Virginia, here in Little Stony Creek, Virginia. And I am Delegate Roslyn Tyler. And I am seeking re-election to the Virginia General Assembly in this general election in November. I presently been serving now for 15 years in the Virginia House of Delegates and serve as the chairperson of education as well as a chairperson on the Appropriations Committee. So I thank you for having me tonight. And this year is going to be a tough year, but it's going to be a great year because Virginia will maintain the majority in November with this year's election. But however, we need your help. We need your help because in order to maintain that majority, we need to get our message out. And we have a lot of work that we started on over the last 2 years. And in order to keep voting rights, in order to have broadband accessibility and increasing education with our agenda here in the Commonwealth, we need your help. So I ask you tonight to donate to the Tyler team and also to the Hurst team. And with your help, we will regain majority in the Virginia House of Delegates this year. Again, thank you so much for hosting this event for us tonight.
Thank you so much for serving your state and by extension, our country. And thank you so much for your hard work and for being here tonight with us. Delegate Hurst, if you are somewhere in one of these little Zoom boxes. Oh, there you are. Hello. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much to Sister District, Massachusetts and Rhode Island for hosting this wonderful event. And Lydia, beautiful music. What a great voice that you have. I know a little bit about Boston and Massachusetts. I grew up in Philadelphia, but went to school at Emerson College, downtown across the street from the Common. Haven't been there since I graduated because I got a degree in broadcast journalism that took me across the country, first starting in Eastern Washington and then to Western Virginia and the city of Roanoke, where I was a reporter and eventually a news anchor for the better part of 10 years in Roanoke. Some of you may be familiar with how I came into politics. In 2015, my then girlfriend, Allison Parker, was also a reporter at the station, and she and her cameraman, Adam Ward, were tragically shot and killed at Smith Mountain Lake during a live broadcast. And so I stuck around at the station for a few years after that, but felt a real calling, especially after Donald Trump got elected, to serve our state and to serve our country, to try and restore sanity in our state legislatures. And so I and many other people ran in 2017, and we flipped 15 seats in the General Assembly to help out people like Delegate Tyler, who were then in a 34-seat minority with a gerrymandered state that the Republicans created at the beginning of last decade. And it was really, in large part, thanks to groups like Sister District that really helped us put us over the top. We have to communicate our message in order to be effective, especially Democrats. We have to communicate our message in order to be effective. And that takes resources. So what you do to step up to contribute financially, to also host virtual tip jar events, to do phone calls, to do texting. The Sister District has been an integral partner for us ever since we really tried to take the majority in a meaningful way. In 2019, we did that. I got reelected and we flipped more seats in order to get us a 55-45 majority in Virginia. And we've done, I think, a hell of a lot of good in 2 years in a majority. On the last day of a session that we held virtually in order to keep everybody safe, we legalized adult use of marijuana and repealed the death penalty in Virginia. That is just one day that we did out of 2 years in the Commonwealth of Virginia. So from one Commonwealth to another, we are working hard to try and get some of the progressive reforms that Massachusetts has already seen in the last decade or so. We've also been able to raise the minimum wage. That took effect yesterday in Virginia, going from $7.25 to $9.50 an hour. We are on our way to $10.50 to $12 to $15 an hour in Virginia. We have done a tremendous amount for gun safety laws, including universal background checks, extreme risk protection orders. We used to allow you to buy more than one handgun a month, to buy as many as you'd like. So we reinstituted a one handgun a month law in Virginia. And we also made it much more difficult for domestic abusers to possess and buy firearms as well in Virginia. And I think it's also important what I believe Lydia was talking about as I came on, voting rights. More than 850 bills across the country have been introduced by Republican legislatures and states to remove voting protections. Remember, we still have a Voting Rights Act for the entire country that was gutted by the Supreme Court about 8 years ago. In Virginia, we passed our own Virginia Voting Rights Act to reestablish all of the safeguards that the National Voting Rights Act had and then was stripped out. That was huge. We instituted no excuse absentee voting, early voting. You don't have to have a photo ID to vote anymore in Virginia. We have done a huge amount to go from 49th out of 50 states in terms of access to the ballot. We're now number 12 in the country, on our way to the top 10. So while other states may be trying to erode voting rights for people, because you all helped us flip a majority and get a majority in Virginia, we don't have to worry about that in Virginia right now. But we could in the future if we don't hold on to this majority. And that's, I think, what brings us all here tonight. You know, it's wonderful to get something. It's a lot harder to keep it. It's true what they said in Hamilton, right? Winning is easy, governing is harder. Governing with a record is harder. Being an incumbent in the majority. Delegate Tyler and I both live in very rural areas in Southwest and Southside Virginia. We've both been appointed to 12 different commissions each. She's the chair of education, a sub-chair in appropriations. We're very busy as legislators, but we're only part-time too. And so I have a private job doing media consulting, but we only get paid about $17,000 to do part-time work. And that means we have to hustle. We have to juggle professional lives, personal lives, and political lives. So you being able to come on and donate and contribute allows us to do all of the other things that we have to do as members of the Virginia General Assembly, just in order to survive and keep our majority. We know that it's going to be very difficult for us. We already know that a multimillionaire, Glenn Youngkin, who used to be the head of the Carlyle Group, one of the biggest hedge funds in the world, he's running for governor and has already pledged millions of his own money to try and flip the House of Delegates back to Republicans to help Republican delegate candidates in Virginia. And my opponent has already received money from his PAC to do just that. So your contributions really are going to go a long way, again, for communication, allowing us to get those things in the mail, on TV, online, to our voters, because I firmly believe if we tell people what we've done in Virginia over the last 2 years, we'll get rehired for another 2-year contract to keep the majority. But if we don't get that message out, it's going to be really difficult for us to achieve. So I can't thank you all enough for making your contributions, for making yourself available. for coming on and spending a Sunday evening. It's wonderful to hear music and wonderful musicianship. It might not be your most favorite thing to hear political stump speeches all the time. So I really do appreciate you being here and also willing to support us. Delegate Tyler and I are 2 out of the top 3 to 5 races in Virginia this year. You could make an argument that both of us are actually the most difficult race for us to keep this year in Virginia, because we are 2 of 3 rural Democrats who are elected in Virginia. Everybody else is suburban or urban. We're the only 3 really that are rural, with also Delegate Wendy Goditis, who's a sister district in Dorsey, again this cycle too. So I just really appreciate all of your time, and thanks so much for your support. And with sister district behind us, I believe very confidently we are going to hold on to this majority in Virginia.
Yay! We second that. Thank you so much, Delegate Hurst. And you were talking about the importance of communicating your message and communicating with your voters. And by the same token, I feel like it's our job to communicate to the larger public the importance of state races in general, because they get lost in the shuffle. And I think people sometimes focus on national races, and clearly it's state laws that affect all of us every day in every way. So thank you very much for your service to your state and to the country. And Laura, back to you.
All right, thank you, delegates, so much for being here. It means a lot. And Lydia, just before I forget, I feel like "Are You Coming With Me" could be like a candidate theme song. So I'm thrilled to introduce you to our next artist, Samantha Farrell, a Boston-based singer-songwriter who spent quarantine trickling out lush, dreamy soundscapes with producer Will Daly, and co-writing songs with Oscar Award-winning screenwriter and director Ernest Thompson. Her next single, "Used to Think I Loved You," drops May 21st, people, this month, May 21st, on all streaming platforms like Spotify and the like. When she's not weaving her musical magic, Samantha works at MIT's Nano Immersion Lab. I told you, these are smart ladies. Welcome, Samantha.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I mean, I had a thing I was going to say, but now I'm like all fired up from these speeches that we just heard. Trying to like repivot here. I'm so glad to be here and supporting Sister District and supporting, trying to raise funds for Chris and for Roslyn. My family has centuries-old ties to Virginia. This is a state that's very close to my heart. I've lived in Charlottesville. I've lived in Roanoke. I've spent summers in Bath County and Hot Springs, which are just magical places. And my family is no stranger to racist voter discrimination. My great grandfather, he was a slave in Virginia, and after the Emancipation Proclamation 20 years after that, he built our family home in Danville, where my grandfather grew up and where my mom grew up. And they told us stories about how, like, when people were trying to figure out who to vote for, there were always these quiet coalitions of people who were quietly working. They didn't have that name, but there were always good and decent people who were trying to help people know who to vote for and trying to help people vote. And my mom told me that in Danville, it was actually the traveling neighborhood insurance salesmen, the white people who were welcomed into those Black communities because they were in their houses, often coming by and were trusted. So they would often give information to the Black community about who was the best person to be voting for, who was going to be, who was the most, sort of human candidate who should be involved. And they also, after that, they moved to Bath County and in Hot Springs. And my aunts would host these bridge parties where they would be going to different houses, and it was also a gathering place where people would discuss how, memorizing the questions that you needed to answer for these, your civics tests that you had to pass to be able to vote. People would memorize the answers and like share what the answers were, and also look at someone would get a look at the form that you had to sign your name because they were trying, again, to prevent people who couldn't write from voting. And they would memorize where on the form you could sign your name, so people could walk into these things and kind of, get around the restrictions that are always trying to be put on people. So I couldn't be happier to be supporting this cause. And I think Virginia being blue, it's not a new thing. I think it's just reflecting finally the true the true breadth and beauty of the people in that state. So go team. All right. So this song, I wrote this actually. I was living in Los Angeles, and it was in 2008 when Obama got elected, and I was out walking around and I could literally feel like the energy of the world changed. It was crazy. It was like this thrill that just happened. It was like, okay, we can do this. But this song is called I Believe. Whoa, oh, 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 yeah. Something in the wind is changing. I can feel it in my bones. Like the pieces they are rearranging. And I don't feel so quite alone. Absently been turning pages, but not for lack of concern. Apathy's simpler than raging when you just can't stand the hurt. But I believe it's about to get better. I believe in you. I believe it's more than a feeling. It's more than a feeling. Whoa, oh, 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 yeah. Break it into little pieces, quantify till nothing's left. No, I won't tell you all my secrets. Where is the romance in that? A thrill is running through my veins now, and every inch of me is alive. It's moving through these crowded streets down to a place where it cannot be denied. And I believe it's about to get better. I believe in you. I believe it's more than a feeling. It's more than a feeling. Oh, 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 oh. Cause I believe it's about to get better. I believe in you. I believe it's more than a feeling. It's more than a feeling. Whoa, whoa, oh, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. What am I doing? I actually recorded that song in Charlottesville, Virginia, just to bring it back to Virginia once again. I was working with the late saxophonist for the Dave Matthews Band, and I got to spend a lot of time in Charlottesville and the surrounding areas working on a record with him, which was, there's nothing better than a Virginia summer, let me tell you. I don't know. If you've been there, you just know. I'm going to do a cover right now of one of my favorite artists. This is a Billie Holiday song. This is called The Man I Love. Someday he'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be big and strong, the man I love. And when he comes my way, I'll do my best to make him stay. He'll look at
at me and smile, I'll understand. And in a little while, he'll take my hand. And though it sounds absurd, I know we both won't say a word. Maybe I will meet him one day, maybe someday, maybe not. But I'm sure I'll meet him one day, maybe Tuesday will be my good news day. He'll build a little home just meant for two, from which I'll never roam. Who'll wait with you? And so all else above, I'm waiting for the man I love. Ooh, maybe I will meet him someday, maybe Monday, maybe not. Still I'm sure to meet him one day, maybe Tuesday will be my good news day. He'll build a little home just meant for two, from which I'll never roam. Who'll wait with you? And so all else above, I'm waiting for the man I love. I'm waiting for the man I love.
Thank you, Samantha. So beautiful. I think Ira Gershwin would be so thrilled to know in 2021 these two contemporary artists are still playing. That's
Such good
awesome. It's really beautiful. So I would like to ask you all to please not forget to donate to our candidates. We have a generous donor who's matching up to $2,000. So please remember to donate to our candidates. And musicians need us now more than ever. So please also tip our fabulous artists here, and their Venmos and their PayPals are up in the chat. So Lydia Harrell and Samantha Farrell, please find their links and donate as generously as you can. Take it away, Lydia.
Okay. So I wrote this song that I'm going to play. It's called Temporarily Free. I wrote it in June. It was right after the George Floyd thing. And I wrote it specifically with the feeling of what's going on and the conflict of the different types of people that do actually care but don't necessarily know what to do, or are either they're too pushy or not pushy enough. In my opinion, there's no such thing as too pushy, but you know what I'm saying. But it's basically each verse talks about three different types of people when things happen and the type of action they take, if any. And yeah, the song's called Temporarily Free. And it's like, I haven't played it in a long time, so you're getting an exclusive here, and I haven't released it yet or anything, so here we go. I hope I do soon, though. Okay. I've got something to say, but the words escape me. They really do escape me, 'cause every day something's changed. that we consume, sister, takes up all the space in the room, sister. Looking for peace in all the confusion. Escape to the illusion you've created for yourself. I've got something to say, but instead I'll keep quiet. It feels better to stay silent. No one gets hurt that way. 'Cause if I express my opinion, throwing my ideas into the pot for real solutions, things might get misconstrued. I don't want to be the reason we lose. 'Cause when we stop and breathe, we feel temporarily free. And then we stop and breathe, we feel temporarily free. Oh. I've got something to say, so let me get up and hit these streets. Grab the signs, the keys, the necessities, and bring all the problems right to their face. 'Cause everything relies on us to take action and be prepared for possible retaliation, but with no fear. Keep on pushing until we have their ear. As I shout my message through these streets, I feel temporarily free. I take a breath of fresh, polluted air, and I feel temporarily free. Thank you so much. So this next song I'm going to do is just, as Samantha said, it's just one of my favorite artists, as we have so many. I'm so glad you did Billy. I'm so glad. It just touched my heart, by the way, when you did that. I was like, she's going to sing Billy.
You inspired me. I mean, you're starring as her in this production coming up, I felt.
I can't wait. I can't wait. But I'm telling you, it was how you sang it, the way you played it, was beautiful. I'm sorry. I know I'm taking the time out of my time to say something, but, you know, I got to appreciate artistry over here, you know. So this next song I'm going to do is almost opposite of what I just sang about, but still from somebody who cared very much about the world, Bob Marley, and it is called Three Little Birds. All right. Figured I'd end it on a happy note, right? Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Oh, I'm singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. I woke up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds by my doorstep, singing sweet songs. Their melodies pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing, no, no, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. What, yo, oh, don't worry, no, no, about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. I woke up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds each by my doorstep. Oh, they're singing sweet songs. Their melodies pure and true. I was singing, this is my message to you. I'm singing, don't worry about a thing. No, no, because every little thing is gonna be alright. Whoa, I'm singing, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Oh, ooh, 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 don't worry, be happy. Don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing's gonna be alright. Whoa, singing, don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Oh, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Ooh, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
Woo!
Thank you so much for having me, everyone. I really appreciate it. And I hope that we, even in the smallest way, help to raise some money. Hopefully it's in a bigger way, but even in a small way, help to raise some money for the candidates so that we can get them reelected and get them working and making it just making the world a better place. Because honestly, that's how it is. It starts local and bigger, and it just makes the world a better place. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lydia. Thank you so much. And I need to say that you and Sister District have something in common. Sister District is now on TikTok. And Lydia, your TikTok page is my favorite TikTok page. So check out Lydia on TikTok. She's always doing musical medleys. It's really fun. So Samantha, back to you to take us home.
Lydia, that was just beautiful. We have sort of like circle in the same sort of area, the big small town of Boston, but we've never actually met. And she goes by Lovely Singer, and she truly is a lovely singer. That's just really, I'm a fan. I'm just fangirling out a little. Okay, what am I doing? What am I playing here? I'm gonna play a song of mine. It's from an album I released in 2016, and the song is called Circles. And I have a little, if you decide to meander over the internet pathways and find me, I have like this beautiful dance video that goes along with this. That just imagine people are dancing to this. It'll be great. Okay, this is Circles. Ooh, ooh. The currents run, electric come, the galaxies on melody. A long look back over your shoulder. Space is a curve, the stars have learned, but yet we resist every turn. You know you only want to hold her, and we go round in circles again. And we go round in circles again. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh.
We spend our lives thinking in lines, progress a forward march through time, always a losing or a winning. This serpent's tail is in its mouth. There's no way in, there's no way out. You'll wonder why, and I'll keep spinning. And we go round in circles again. And we go round in circles again. Yeah, yeah. And we go round in circles again. Yeah. And we go round in circles again. Yeah. Round and round, round and round, round and round we go. Round and round, round and round we go.
Thank you. I never know what I should do after I finish a song on Zoom. I'm like, do I bow? Is that weird? Do I bow? Thank you. I don't know. Thank you. What am I doing? Okay, this will be my last song. I'm gonna do a song. This is inspired by my mom, Samantha Farrell, who's on. I think she's on here. She's amazing. She's from Virginia. She's brought me to Virginia so much in my life. So much of my history is there, and she has such a rich history. She actually desegregated a high school in her senior year of high school, which is like, I just can't even imagine what that was like. But my mom's awesome, and everyone loved her, and she found lots of great people, and everyone was really kind and wonderful, because there's lots of good and decent people in this world and in Virginia. And I'm just so happy to be supporting this cause and the candidates. We really need you to win. Please win. Okay, so this last song, she told me I was recording my first album, and she said that she's like, you don't have any songs you can shake your ass to. And I said, Mom, you're right. You're right. I don't. And so I wrote this song, and it's called Shake.
The night was made for dancing, that's what my mama said. It's also for romance, and that is no coincidence. The moonlight's so enchanting, I've nearly lost my head. Won't you come over here and show me those steps again? Shoulder the way, a 3, 4, 5. Now I remember, because the music lives inside. Shoulder the way to feel alive. We're sharing glances, and now we're dancing side by side so they can shake, 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 baby, shake, 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 baby, shake, shake, shake. Why even try to fight it? That's such a midnight song. It's gonna pull you close and have you dancing all night long. Color and sound surround you, no need to think, just feel. That music came and found you, and it's the only thing that's real. Shoulder the way, 3, 4, 5. Now I remember, because all music lives inside. Shoulder the way to feel alive. We're sharing glances, and now they're dancing side by side so they can shake, 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 baby, shake, 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 baby, shake, shake, shake. Oh yeah, the night is young, the night is young, the night is young. Oh yeah, the night is young, the night is young, the night is young. Oh yeah, the night is young, the night is young, the night is young. Oh yeah, the night is young, night is young. Show to the way, 3, 4, 5. Now I remember because the music lives inside. Show to the way to feel alive. We're sharing glances, and now we're dancing side by side so they can shake, 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 baby, shake, 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 and they shake, 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 baby, shake, shake, shake. Dip dip da dum ba do, dip dip da dum ba do do da do do.
Woo! I'm so excited about these pairing of you two. I'm hoping for a collaboration at some point.
Oh, yeah.
So, Samantha, is your mom really here?
She is. And my niece, Kennedy Green,
Would-
who's in.
Could
also
she say
starting-
hi really quickly? Could she wait?
Is she on here?
Is she
Aki,
on there?
you hear me? She's a little camera shy.
Well, she raised a daughter, really knew her family history. Thank you for
Oh,
sharing all those
oh,
things.
thanks.
And the same with you, Lydia.
Thank you.
It's really beautiful to have a connection to what's happening today. So
Thank you.
thank you. And I'm going to ask you again to please remember to tip our fabulous musicians and to donate to our unbelievable candidates. And I'm going to ask Michelle Ottaviano to take it away as we close out.
Oh, thank you so much. Just thanks to everyone. I'm just honored to be able to have these wonderful musicians come and join us and, lend their talents to the cause. We've really come so far, and it's lots of us have been here working on this stuff since like soon after Trump was elected. So building this community of volunteers has really been something that's buoyed me along the way. We got the boogeyman out of the top office, right? We flipped Virginia, but now there's just so much to do that we have, like Chris said, right? It's not the sexy stuff, but it's this hard, this hard slog of just keeping it going. So thank you so much for everybody's generous donations. We will have work to do. Why it's so important for the early money, the GOP, like Chris said, is just really focused on Virginia. They don't have a voice at the top of the ticket anymore, so they're really focused here. And early money is, I'm sure many people have heard of Emily's List. They're Emily's List. It's not Emily. It's early money is like yeast. It makes the dough rise. That's the acronym. So what we find is that these candidates are going out there, they're hiring campaign staff, they're buying copy paper, they're getting pizza for their volunteers. And what they're also doing is showing big donors out there that they are worthy of support. So your donations are really so important for that. What we learned in 2020 is that Joe Biden got elected, but the state legislatures didn't do so great. And that's because of an awareness gap. So people just don't recognize, they go out, they vote, and they leave the bottom of the ticket blank. So what we're doing is we're just spreading the word, getting it out there. So much of the work we do is calling voters and telling them, hey, do you know who your state legislator is? And they often say no. So that's a lot of what we're doing. As we wrap up, we've got lots of stuff that's going to happen. Phone banking is going to start in the next couple of weeks. We have an info session next week to find out all the details. After that, we hope to have sort of a weekly phone banking session. We have opportunities for volunteers to host little mini fundraisers with your friends. Last few years, we've done this, and people did everything from basically gather your friends together, do something fun together, and donate what you would have done for a night out to the candidates. People did knitting parties and potlucks and game nights and different things. And it's just a way to sort of get together, show, virtually or out in your backyard now, I guess. And then lastly, we need more organizers. So if you have a little bit of time to donate on a regular basis to do a little of this or that, we can use your support just trying to run these programs, get social media done, do outreach to volunteers. A lot of volunteers out there are feeling like, oh, we did the work, we got Trump out. And so we just need to do that outreach and say, we're still here, we're still working, we've got a lot to do. And So stay tuned to our events page. We'll have events posted very soon, and we already have sort of a monthly volunteer meeting up there that you can sign up to join, and just join every month. We'll sort of have a check-in and tell you what's up. Thank you so much. Juliet?
I think you said it all. Thank you. That was just incredible. And I'm, after it was something about hearing like almost live music was just like almost too much. I'm verklempt. I need to like go lie down. That was incredible. Thank you. Thank you. We are all in this together, and with everybody's help, we will prevail. Thank you for attending and for supporting democracy, everybody. And thank you to our wonderful musicians. Don't forget to tip them. Don't forget to donate, and we'll see you next time.